Hello people of YouTube, my name is Ari and today I'm continuing my tutorial on the calculator. So in the last two videos I just made the basic calculator. I'll show you again. It could just do basic operations like plus, all that stuff, you know. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a few buttons. I don't know how many I'm going to fit, but the ones I'm planning to do right now are a clear button, so you don't have to exit out every time you want to start over, a negative button, and a decimal button. So first we're going to make the clear because that's the easiest out of all of them. So go back to the top next to your, so I usually do clear, never mind, no, yeah, do clear at the end because I just do like that. Yeah, clear, and then we'll do set preferred size later just so we can see what it is, and then clear dot, no, that's not right, clear equals new J button, and let's call it, let's just do C because that's what they usually say, right? And we want that to be at the end after equals, so content panel.add clear. Okay, now and I'm not gonna forget again. Now we go here and add the action listener. This is gonna be in our calculation action listener class, the calc action listener. So add action listener C and no space. Good. Now we can go down here to calc after if source equals and do if source equals calc, no, not calc, clear. Okay, so the way that you can clear it is just basically reset all of your variables back to null, because what makes it not be able to continue right now is like, so you have the first number and then you have the second number, then you push equals, and then, yeah, we'll fix that later, and then you have the answer, but now the variables equal something, so equals clicked is true, the operation chosen is true, everything has its own value, and then there's nothing to reset it. So that's what we're going to do here in the clear. If I can scroll back down to it. So first we're going to do is set our strings back to null, and sm2 equals null. Now we're going to set our booleans back to false. So then we're going to set our operation back to nothing. I think that's what it was, right? Yeah, it's just a space. Okay, set our operations back to nothing. And what else? Oh, right. Set the text back to nothing. And let's see, is there anything else? D1 and D2 are declared down here, so we don't need to do anything. Because you don't need to do anything with D1 and D2 because they're not declared until after you have your numbers anyway. And so we reset stemp1 and stemp2, we reset the booleans. Now that should be it, actually. Equals clicked, yeah. Oh yeah, right. Reset sanswer. Actually, no. Yes. Just do it just to be safe. Okay. Now we can run this again and see what happens. See if I messed it up. 25 plus 8. Great. Clear. Let's start over. 56 divided by 0. Divided by 0 error because I'm stupid. See? Now everything gets reset whenever you push clear. So now we can make clear the same size as equals and 0 because we want that to be at the bottom, or at least I think I do. And it's up here. Copy 0's dimension. Okay, so clear dot set preferred size. There. Now if we run this again, now it looks much better, and now it's easily seen. Okay, good. Next I'm going to do decimal point. I'm going from easiest to hardest. So and I like to declare them in order so I don't get confused. So we're going to have the numbers, decimal point, negative sign, then this stuff. So right here, let's just call it decimal. Okay, and then it doesn't really matter what order you declare them in. It only matters the order that you add them to the window. But I just do this because it helps me keep organized. Decimal equals new J button, and then obviously just have to be a decimal point. So that's good. Decimal point and negative sign are going to be just like these. It's going to be decimal point, negative sign, and then this stuff. So yeah. And then I like decimal point and negative sign to be inside of the numbers class because you're not calculating anything yet. So the numbers action listener. Where was I? So I just declared it. Okay. We need decimal dot add action listener. Can I spell? Okay, good. And now it actually matters where you add it. Content panel dot add decimal, and then organize. I messed up. Organize. Make it look good. If you're OCD like I am. Okay. What was I doing now? Okay. Now I go to the action listener. This one is a little different than the numbers because you need to test for a few more things. So we can still copy this. Like just copy the one for 0. So, but now we change this to decimal. And so now if they haven't chosen an operation, so if they haven't chosen anything, if it's at the beginning of the program and they click decimal point, we want the number not to just equal decimal point because technically that would work, but I don't like the way it looks, so I usually do 0 point. So now, like the number, if they click decimal point and nothing happens, just like a regular calculator, it shows 0 point, and then you type your number. And if it doesn't equal null, but now we have to do one more test. Wow, that failed. If stemp1 doesn't equal null. In here, instead of just having this be like simple, you have to do a few more tests than that, because if it doesn't equal null, and like let's say you already have a decimal point inside the number, you don't want to just add another decimal point because then that wouldn't make any sense. So now you need to do another if statement in here. If it already contains a decimal point, and then nothing's gonna happen, so let's just have a console output. You already have a decimal point. It doesn't really matter what you write here, of course. So now, here is where, okay, else stemp1 dot, no, that's not right, plus equals decimal point. There. Now we can go on to stemp2. Let's just rewrite it. I don't feel like copying, which is the funny thing. 0 point, and then else if stemp2 doesn't equal null, and if stemp2 same. I'm not gonna talk because I just did this up there. Print line. You already have a say that. And then now you can go on to else and do the same thing. stemp2 plus. There we go. So that is our decimal point. So we'll see what it looks like right now. Obviously, this does not look good at all. But don't worry, we're going to fix it. So 25.7, and like I say 25.7. I want to add another. Nope, I already have decimal point. And like let's say I just started and I just click decimal. It's 0 point whatever. See, it works. And yeah, the actual calculations work with it too. So that is our decimal point. Next, we're going to do negative sign, which is a little harder in my opinion, because you have to work with substrings. I'll show you what I mean. But first, we actually need to make it. That's going to come after decimal, so negative, not negative. There we go. And if you're wondering, right here, it's going to be negative net. I cannot type. Okay, it's gonna new J button, and what I usually do is that thing like plus/minus. In my that's what I usually see for the negative sign, because obviously you can't use minus because that's or you could just do like something like negative x. But I usually do plus/minus because that's what I usually see for negative. And now we can do this. Decimal. Set the preferred size for both decimal and negative, and set it to the same thing as the for operations. So then they're going to be together in a row. You'll see this in a minute. Negai. There. Okay, now we need to add the action listener to the end of this. Negative add action listener. And finally, let's add that to our window after decimal. Add negative. Okay. You don't have to do this either. I just like to, because I like to keep organized. Okay. Good. Okay. Now we go back down here, and I missed it, and yeah, so let's just rewrite this from scratch. So if they click negative, this is gonna be fun. No, I don't feel like it. Let's copy. From 0, because we feel like it. So first number. So if they haven't chosen anything, and if stemp1 equals null, then just make it a decimal minus, not decimal, minus. So then that makes the number negative. Now we just have else if doesn't equal null and if it doesn't equal null and if it starts with a negative, you want to, so what we're doing here is, you know, when you like go into a calculator, then you click negative and then you type your number, but then you click it again, the negative just disappears and makes it positive again. That's what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is stemp1 equals stemp1 dot substring and then type 1. So what this does is it sets stemp1 equal to its own value, but starting at the second character, or the character of 1. So what that does is it makes it get rid of the decimal, not decimal, negative. Dang it. And then after that, so else if it, and let's just do if stemp1 doesn't equal null and stemp, and no, actually we can just have a regular else statement, I think. Nah, let's just do a stemp1 doesn't equal null and stemp and stemp1 dot starts. No, you know, let's just do else, and that lagged a lot. Okay, else we want it to be stemp1 equals, negative is before, not after, plus stemp1. Okay, this should be good. And now let's do the same thing. Nah, you know, if stemp1 equals null, set it to negative. We could probably do this much faster, but I don't want to make any more mistakes with copy and pasting. If stemp2, not 1. I'm a little sick if you couldn't tell. If it doesn't equal, what the hell? Doesn't equal null and it starts with that, stemp2 equals stemp2 dot substring 1. And now we can do, what did I forget? I forgot a curly brace somewhere. Now I'll figure it out later. Oh, the one that I was just typing. Okay. Else stemp, if it doesn't, okay, stemp2 equals plus stemp2, and that should be good if we just run this and see how it is. So there's our negative button, and as you can see, it's all formatted beautifully. So 12 negative, that adds it to the beginning, and then negative again, it gets rid of it. Clear. 12 negative minus 5, and then see the calculations work regularly with it. And then if you do this, it just equals negative, and that's good. So that is our negative button. And that is all I'm going to do for this tutorial. I don't know how long this has been going, but I find that this is a pretty good length. In the next tutorial, I think I'm going to do a backspace button. So yeah, that'll be fun. So if you want to know how to do that, come check out my next tutorial. My name has been Ari. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.